Hey guys, and welcome to the newest episode of Blu-ray Tuesday with Terrell. I'm here with Mr. Ribbit this week. I don't know if y'all remember him from the other episodes. I like to use my little Mr. Ribbit. And we got Mr. Wolf Creek here, Mr. Mick. Look at him, little bobblehead from Australia. Ain't he cool? So this is gonna be a slasher-filled episode, y'all. And let's just get into it. So this week on Blu-ray Tuesday, a lot of different releases came out, but there were more like boutique releases like Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, things like that released features today. Also that was released today is Scream Factory's re-releases of Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. I was super excited about this. I think I posted about it. It came with a cool like little set that has like pins and the posters. And I'm like, okay, so I kind of like the first one. I didn't like the second one, but I would get both of them on 4K. So I see, you know how Scream Factory, they released their stuff a little bit early. So they shipped everything out a little bit early for the people who ordered on Scream Factory, Shout Factory, and they all came slipless. I was like, is this a mistake? So I canceled my pre-order. I said, I don't want my copies slipless when I already own them with the slip, and it's a perfectly good Blu-ray for now. And they're like $34.99 each right now. So, and then that bundle was like 100 and something. I was like, do I want to pay for this with no slip? It looks weird. All their fucking movies have slips. All of them. Even their 4Ks that they're releasing. They're killing it though, by the way. Love Scream Factory. Love y'all. But so that was the biggest release for this week. I don't have them because I canceled my pre-order, but we're going to get into that. But first, I want to talk about something that happened today, which is really weird. So, it's the end of the month. We're about to reach June. It's the last few days of the month, so I had to go to the bank and run a couple errands. It's getting to the end of the month, the first is coming, and I was like, fuck, I don't feel like wanting to do this. Monday was fucking Memorial Day, so everything was closed, so I should have known. So I go to the bank after work. It was like left a little early to get there a little early, and it was like 2:30 or so, almost 3. So I get in line, the line is wrapped outside around the fucking door. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, okay, do I want to wait here? All the other branches for Bank of America in this area are closed. I don't know why, but I went there to take care of some errands and get some things done, get some coins, get this stuff together before the first. Anyway, so you get in line and there's all these people in line. They all look so irritated. So they must have been waiting a long time. So I guess this dude comes out looking flustered. This man who works there, he came out swinging the doors and then checking on people if they could, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And everyone's, at least in the front, there's just 3 people in the front. They were super mad. So there's this one lady, she's a little old Asian lady. She's like, oh, how long the wait? And then I was like, oh God. She was like, and I felt bad because he looked at her for a second too. And I was like, oh God. I had my earphones on just listening to what I was listening to. I turned it down because she started raising her voice, her little voice. And then she's like, I need to see Tella. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, okay, but it's busy. It's been a long line. And he was like, well, what do you need, miss? She said, I have to make a deposit. And I was like, okay, you got to make a deposit. You could do that at the ATM. She says, oh, no, I need to see Tella. He says, I put cash in my account. And then he was like, you could do that at the ATM. She's like, oh. So then he escorted the bitch and she did that. I'm like, okay, she's making a big deal out of that. Girl, he told her, you don't have to wait. You can go to the ATM. So he helped her with that. After, which was really interesting, was an older man. It was like all the old people today. So it was an older man, and he needed to go see the teller as well. He's like, oh, I need to make a deposit. It was a check. So he wanted to go deposit a check. So I get it. The guy was just trying to go through the line to see what people had to do, see if he can help them without them waiting because the line was so long to meet the tellers. Anyways, the guy's like, I have to deposit a check. Well, he's like, oh, well, you can also go to the ATM. He says, no, I can't. I'm blind. I'm legally blind. He was like, oh, he said, how could you see me? I was like, oh my, I can't believe this man did this. He was so frustrated. He's like, how could you see me? Why are you here? How are you legally blind? I mean, you don't have like a legally blind slip, or he doesn't have a little stick. He's like, I don't have to explain my mental stability to you and all this stuff. And I guess he's like looking at him from his peripherals, I guess he was saying. He was trying to explain it, but he didn't need to explain it. The guy's blind. He didn't need to explain himself. That guy was rude. But the guy was just like, oh, well, you can still use the ATM. There's Braille. Ooh, I wish I was that blind man. He white, so he probably, he was a little nicer than what I would have probably been. I'm nice too, though, but I'm just saying, like, I was just shocked when he told this man he can go use that ATM and use because it's Braille on it, but he can't see. So he might pit wrong. I don't know, maybe his fingers look like they were chapped and like, you know how some white people, you can't tell they ashy? I could tell he was ashy. But anyways, it was a whole thing, and then the man just literally waited there. After that, the bitch is like, is the line even moving? There's another big bitch. She was a big bitch too. I was like, girl, get her a seat. Anyways, she was just like, is this line even moving? And he was like, yes, miss, the line's moving. She's like, are you sure? I was like, this is giving me everything today. After work, I was feeling like shit. No, these people gave me life. This was drama. I had to turn my mic was turned down. Anyways, I get in finally, the line moves, we're in there. And then I heard there was another woman was screaming, "This is ridiculous." I don't know, they must have fucked with her coins, but she was screaming at this lady, and the lady came out, her eyes were red. She might have been crying. This bitch was going off in this bank. This bank was lit today, y'all. Anyways, that was my experience today. That was crazy. The bank was lit. Then when it didn't end. When I finally got to the teller, I got what's the fucking sloth thing from Zootopia? That's who I got. The Indian one. You think you come again? Yes, that's what he did. He was like, he did say that. He said it too. Because I was just he's slow. He was like moving like this. And then I was like, could you type this a bit quicker? Let's get this I gotta go. I was in that place for like an hour and 15 minutes. And then I get Mr. Slow King, like from the Pokemon Slow Master. I forgot their name. Anyway, so he was like, and then afterwards, he's telling his little coworker, I need to go, I need a break. After he was done with me, he left. I was like, you need to keep him off this thing. That's why the line was probably long. You got people yelling and stuff, and old people can't see. They're getting, told that why are you here? You're blind. That was just crazy. I don't know. I wanted the blind man to help me at that point. This guy was slow. Anyways, that was that. Also, that happened recently, which was pretty crazy. If you guys go to public restrooms, I don't know, I don't ever go in the women's restroom, but I've been hearing horror stories. But let me tell you one. So basically, at the place that I work, there was an instance that this woman had to use the restroom, and she went to use the restroom. It might have been the big bitch from the bank, but she went to use the restroom, and she shitted over the whole bathroom. Shitted, like pooped. It was disgusting. How the bitch gonna poop? She missed the toilet, she missed the sink, she missed everything. Just shitted. And then we found her pants in the clothing aisle. Her nasty ass, this cochina. I couldn't believe it. Disgusting. Ooh, women nasty. Anyway, so I don't know. I've never been in a women's restroom. I heard horror stories, but this bitch, and I'm glad I didn't have to clean it. Anyways, but that was disgusting. That's something else that happened. I don't know. It's been a crazy thing. Speaking of disgusting, we want to get into something else. So basically, a couple days ago, we all sat down to watch a movie. And Russell, Lord Battle from the Overlook Theater, has this weird app on his phone where he could just like jiggle his phone, like jiggle, and then it shows like a movie in his collection. Really weird, right? But cool. I mean, I need that. I should try it. Anyways, people you can't find, you go on Netflix scrolling for 3 hours, they got everything under the sun, and this is cool app, and you just like, okay, and then you gotta commit to it. Well, he picked this movie. Have y'all heard of this shit? It's called Wedding Slashers. I love slashers, so I'm here for it. When he did it, I said, you know what, that sounds cool. I haven't thought of any like wedding slashers. I've seen Stepfather 2. Remember, there's the bloodshed at the end. Meg Foster, when she actually looked like she wasn't dying. But yeah, so we had this movie called Wedding Slashers. So this is a movie, I will say if you watch the trailer, everything I'm about to say is in it, so it's not spoilers, because it's all there. So we're gonna get into it. This is from 2006. It's a random DVD. He did not know where it came from, or Oksana, so I guess this is just, maybe an Amoeba buy or Rasputin, or a $1.25 tree, but I didn't see this. Anyways, Wedding Slashers from 2006. Super excited about it. It started off really dumb and stupid. It's like one of those like drinking movies per se. It's like, the bad acting type of, I don't know. So when you watch it, you think, oh, this is gonna be one of those. Like a trashy film. Okay, this movie, it starts off 40 years ago. It's a guy, the girl like all on him, like she's about to give him head or something in the car, very scary movie style. And they're just like, oh, I just love you. We're getting married. We're going, haha. All right, so all that happens, and then they park or something. And then a slasher come, and this death was out of the blue. I was like, what the fuck? And they went there. Yes, they did. The kills are crazy in this movie. Y'all should check it out. It's like all of a sudden, and stuff that you don't think is gonna happen, or you think it's gonna happen, don't happen. It's the opposite in a good way. Crazy. You got chainsaws out of nowhere. Anyways, there's this guy who kills people who are about to get married. I guess he thinks it's like a sin per se, but I don't know. He wants to end marriages, but y'all gotta watch this. This shit's crazy. All right, so then it goes to 40 years, right? Then it goes 5 years ago, so it goes to 2 times. It's weird, right? How are you gonna go to 2? Okay, confusing. Anyway, so it's 5 years before we get to the main story. And mind you, that 40 years part took forever. So get past that. So if you guys do watch him, like, why is this stuck in the 40 years later or earlier? A little 15 minutes. Once that's over, it gets, going. But it takes a little while to get there. But this movie gets crazy. So then you get into the next part where it's 5 years. You got this girl going to prom, and she's all scared. She's running. She didn't want to take pictures. She was looking up at the window. There's a guy looking at her, and she took this guy to prom. After what happens in prom. And then after prom, they were sitting in the car. He was trying to get his dick wet. He was trying to get it going. And the girl was like, I don't know. And she started. She's like, oh. if I give you this pussy, basically, she's like, I want you to go away with me. Like, we have to leave. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm out. She's like, no, you're gonna miss graduation. You're gonna miss all this shit. He was like, he thought about it, but then he was just thinking with something else, girl. So this happens. And then something else crazy happens, y'all. It's insane. And then it goes to the main thing, and then you have all this stuff happening. This character meets another dude, and they're very, very close. This bitch has a new life, and I'm giving you all the whole movie. Anyway, so she's with this new dude, and all these people start dying, and then there's like, well, first I thought it was just one slasher, but there is wedding slashers. And then it gets crazy, it gets incestuous, and this is in the trailer. He was like, oh, where do you get your good looks from? Because I guess the mom is also the sister, and they're all ugly, they're disgusting. And you have like the dad that might be the grandpa that's a cousin. I don't know, but she's supposed to marry the cousin. It's a weird ass incestuous fucking movie, and this is crazy. So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because this shit was insane. Insane. Here's a little thing on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. Wedding Slashers came out in 2006. I've never heard of this movie until we watched it. I'll give it 5 stars. That's crazy. All right, Wedding Slashers. All right, also that dropped over the weekend was the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. If y'all like Star Wars, that first 2 episodes are pretty interesting. I liked it better than Mandalorian and the Boba Fett. Why am I fucking this shit up? Boba Fett. Better than those. All right, and then we also had Stranger Things. I don't know if I think I mentioned this before, but on Stranger Things, there's part 1 of season 4 dropped. So it's the first 7 episodes, and then episodes 8 and 9. The finale is going to air in 5 weeks in July 5th, I think. So basically, I'm on episode 6. I'm about to start 6, so I have 2 to go. Every episode's like an hour and 15 to an hour and a half, so it's almost like mini movies. But this is really good. Let me tell you, episode 4 is my favorite, and they're going a whole nother route from this whole Upside Down plays a part. But it's very Nightmare on Elm Street. They even have the song. They have Robert Englund. They have this Vecna character that gets these kids in these dreams, and that's how he kills them. They have these dreams before this happens. This shit's insane, and I love every bit of it. Episode 4 is amazing. Y'all see it when y'all see it. I don't want to spoil this. I think y'all should watch it. Very Nightmare on Elm Street. They very play homage to that. And yeah, I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know. No spoilers, please, y'all. But because I did see people posting shit. Like, oh, I'm glad I saw what I saw before I seen it on the internet. But yeah, Stranger Things, pretty good show. And I'm here for it. First, I was really nervous with these long run times, but I've been into it, so it's really good. Also, there's another thing, Nancy, the Nancy in Stranger Things. She's like the main one trying to stop him, and it's very reminiscent to Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. See, y'all get it? Crazy, right? All right, so that's that. So we're getting into some Blu-rays here real quick, all right, y'all? So again, I didn't get anything new this week. We're gonna play it up, all right? So since Happy Death Day 1 and 2 did drop on 4K, we're gonna talk about those movies. So I do own both of them on Blu-ray with beautiful slipcovers. Look at this. They have little, look at that. What happened? Well, okay, so Blumhouse, I know y'all cheap, I know y'all spoil y'all movies. So maybe when they partnered with Blumhouse, Universal, maybe they didn't want to put any more money into it than what they already did for the 4K upscale, that they didn't do slipcovers, which is stupid. But I don't know. Is that a big thing to even worry about? They just look so naked when they're just like this on your shelf. Especially when I already own the movie and it has a slipcover. Do I want to upgrade it for $35.99 for just this same case? I don't even know if it has reversible art or not. But I do own this. This movie came out in 2018, Happy Death Day. I loved this one when it first came out. I remember when we went to the theaters to see it with the Overlook family. I was probably one of the main ones that loved it. I love slashers, as you guys know, and I like whodunits. I did guess, because I try to think outside the box, like who the fuck could be the killer in this movie? And I guessed the killer, like, kind of at the beginning, so I bet you it's gonna be this bitch. But anyways, that was, well, we'll get to part 2, because that all changes. But anyways, this was fun in what it was. It was basically about a girl named Tree. Her name is Tree. I don't know if that's short for anything, but her name was Tree in the movie. And she's gets killed on her birthday, and then she wakes up every single day after she dies, like Groundhog Day. And basically the whole movie, she's trying to figure out who is killing her, to like try to stop the loop from happening, to continue her life. And this babyface thing, that's a cool slasher to me. The little babyface slasher, super cool. Off topic slightly. When we went to Monsterpalooza a few years ago, before the COVID hit. Me and Oksana from Overlook Theater Huntress, we were just walking around, going to see people, and there's this guy walking around the babyface mask. And if you've seen me at Monsterpalooza, I'm always taking pictures with like cool like cosplayers, celebrities that I see walking around, reality stars from like Face Off, all that good stuff. I seen him, and he was like taking pictures of people, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture with this guy. This is so cool. I liked the first movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It was funny. Anyways, I took a picture with him, and like a few days later, he on Monsterpalooza, someone I think commented or tagged me or showed me the picture on Instagram. They're like, oh, you took a picture with the writer. I had no idea. This dude had the fucking baby face mask on, and he was just walking around the fucking convention and taking pictures of people. So I actually met the guy and didn't know it. But it was so cool. I should have known something was up, because when we were taking pictures, he had like these two friends that were like, taking pictures of us taking pictures, and taking pictures on his phone of us so that he could post it later, because he was trying to trick people. It was cool though. But anyways, Happy Death Day. I like this movie. I'm looking forward to revisiting it. I was looking forward to revisit it on 4K, which is why I kind of waited. But then when it didn't have, we talked about it. But anyways, Happy Death Day. I did like the first one. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it was perfect, but I had a lot of fun. It was super fun. Same director, Christopher Landon, who did Freaky, which is also a fun one. I don't know if you guys know, but they were talking about doing like a cool crossover with Freaky and Happy Death Day. I don't know how that will play. I know they're working on a third one. I don't know why, but they're working on a third one for this. And there was like talks or like rumors that they were gonna put the two movies together. Like Freaky was with the girl who traded places with the serial killer. That was fun too. Anyways, Happy Death Day. All right. So then a couple years later, we get Happy Death Day 2, and the sequel. So this one, okay. I don't know what to expect from this. Like, we're gonna do the loop all over again. She stopped it in the first one, so we thought. This one takes a whole different turn. It turns very fucking sci-fi, extreme comedy. I think it's more of the Asian guy. I think, what was his name in this movie actually, y'all? I think it was more about him and her. They're both in the loops together again. And then it had another twist, and then it messed up the timeline. So like the person who was the killer in the first one is not anymore because there's something else happening. And then there's this whole machine that takes you. It is crazy. I was like, I remember, okay, so the first movie I seen, I was so happy about it. Overlook family weren't really into it. This one, I wish y'all saw their faces. I wish I had pictures. I sit next to them, I look over, they looked so unimpressed. Unimpressed! They look so like, why am I here? And I get it, because I didn't like this that much either. I bought this when it came out, and look, it's not even open. Like, I never opened it. So I only seen it once in theaters, and I remember not liking it as much. I was super bummed. It had the end credit scene where it's like opened it up for the bitchy character to be in that loop or whatever, or they're trying to make it like a I don't know. I remember the ending was stupid. I might have to rewatch these. I mean, if you guys like this, I'm sorry, these are my own opinions. Again, I didn't like the second one as much, but I really liked the first one. It was more whodunit horror and it had an end. This one, they changed it and they made it sci-fi. There was not many kills. It was which is weird, because they die every day. But it was just more, it wasn't even a lot of this babyface guy. He was barely in it. It says death makes the killer comeback. I don't know. This wasn't it for me. But yeah, some sequels could get it right. That one just didn't. Blumhouse kind of spoiled that one too in the trailer. But yeah, that's it for this week's Blu-ray Tuesday stuff. So I want to try something different. So we didn't. I love slashers again, and I wanted to try a little thing here, like a re thing, like rewatching things, like franchises, and then talking about them. So Wrong Turn had an anniversary, May 30th. It hit theaters 19 years ago today. I feel super old for that. I mean, 2003, I feel like it was yesterday, kinda, but that's a long time ago, 19 years. And the first Wrong Turn was one of my favorites because it starred Elijah Dushku, who played Faith in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as well as Faith in The Angel Show. And I love that movie. The movie's great, and she plays a cool final girl. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. So I do have the Wrong Turn films, the whole series here, and I want to go through each one and kind of rank them a little bit. And I want to see what you guys think. If you guys like the Wrong Turn series, y'all let me know what y'all rankings are. I'm gonna rewatch all these, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna get into it. Okay? So I want to talk about. So I only have a 3-pack. So this is a 3-pack. So we're gonna go start with the first one. So in my opinion, I like the first one. No. We're gonna start over. I'm sorry. I will say I did like the first one the best because Elijah Dushku is great. I rewatched this too on the 30th. The movie's great. The kills were great. The characters were cool. I'm glad when they die, especially that one redheaded bitch. And these dumb decisions. But I guess that's what we get. This is what we're watching. But I did like number 2. Again, I don't have it as a single thing. I think I have it on DVD. But Wrong Turn 2 was my favorite. So I love the first one. The first one's amazing. Great. And that you could probably interchange them. But I had a lot of fun with part 2. It's the reality show one. The kills were up. They upped the kills, they upped the blood, they upped the gore. They had more of the little characters from the damn hillbilly shit. Part 2 was crazy, and I do want to revisit it. I remember liking that a lot when it first dropped, and part 2 is my favorite. And then I would have to give it to number 1. Number 1 with Elijah Dushku. That's where it all started. She was great in it. She had her little white shirt, you know, the little tank top. That was like a known staple from that time, like 2003-ish. Like you had Jessica Biel in Texas Chainsaw Massacre had that same look. A lot of the final girls, when they wore that white tank top, you knew they were about to be like, you know, the badass till the end and win. So part 3 is a part of this set, and I don't really like that movie. I will say in my 3rd ranking would probably be this, the remake, or the reboot, or the retelling. I like this movie. This movie, and it has a cool slipcover. Don't y'all like this slipcover? Look at this. It's a little different from what you expect from the other Wrong Turn films, but I wanted to add it because it is called Wrong Turn. It's like the reboot to what the series is gonna be. They were supposed to do Wrong Turn 7 for the longest, and they just freaking like, I don't know, it kept falling off. I don't know if it's production or money or the actors. I don't know, the script. I have no idea, but that was greenlit for so long that they just stopped it and ended up doing the remake. So this one here came out, I think, last year. This came out last year, 2021. Anyways, this is a little bit different. It's about a group of friends going on this trip, kind of similar to the originals, and there's like a cult. And it gets crazy from there. I like the cool twists. I like the ending was crazy. Had a cool kill moments, and there's some weird ones with some CGI that look kind of weird. But it was fun. This movie's great, so that's why I put this in my 3rd spot out of the 7 films. And then I would have to give it to my number 4th spot will be Wrong Turn 4, the prequel. So if you thought part 2 was super bloody, gory, and crazy, this one just ups it up. So this is the prequel to the originals and how these hillbillies, they started in the first group of people that they killed. So it's called Bloody Beginnings. I remember getting this at Target when it first came out. I loved the cover, loved the slipcover, and I was skeptical because part 3 was just so horrendous to me. I didn't like part 3, but yeah, part 4. I thought this was pretty fun. So that's why it's in my 4th spot. My 3rd spot would probably, my 5th spot would probably have to go to part 3. Part 3 was like, you know, I thought it was gonna be like part 2, so I was super excited about it. When I watched it, I think it was just boring. It had a lot of like moments that for me, it just didn't carry it along. I think I didn't care for the characters, the inmates. I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't like part 3 that much, so that's why that's the 5th. And then it just goes downhill from there because I didn't like the rest of them. So you got part 5. Only thing I like about this is the slipcover. Isn't this nice? They did great with these slipcovers on these. So I want to revisit this one. I remember this was taking place like in a police station or so. Again, it was boring. It had some cool kills. I think there was some funny moments, but this was not it for me. So that's why that's my 6th spot. And then the last one is Wrong Turn 6. And I almost put this before 5 only because this is the Blu-ray that first came out. And then they had to recall it because they put a fucking missing sign of this old lady in like the beginning scenes of like one of the kills. And I guess they never got her like the rights to show her likeness or something. And they had to like recall it and like take that scene out. So this is the one that I got it at Best Buy when it first came out. So this still has that scene in it. But this movie I put as the last place because it didn't feel like a Wrong Turn movie too much. It was more like a Skinamax movie. You know when you stayed up late as a kid watching Skinamax, HBO, trying to see all the titties and the dicks and the booty. Anyways, so y'all stayed up for that. I know you. Anyway, so y'all stayed up for that, and this is what this is. It's very softcore pornish. All you get was fucking girls and their titties, and it was just really weird. So I don't know, the last resort. So it was like I don't know. It says, check into your worst nightmare. Yeah, this is the worst in the series. So that's what this is. That's probably why they didn't do a 7, because this was just stupid. So, but it has a cool story behind it. So Wrong Turn 6. So that's my rankings of these. Wrong Turn series is really fun for me. I think what people went back for was the 3 little hillbilly guys, the guy with the fingers. I can't do it. I don't have a missing finger. But yeah, so he was my favorite. And then you had the fat one, the bigger one. Anyway, so those guys were cool. So when they killed off, I think they killed off the little skinnier one, the finger one in this one. But anyways, that was the fun of it. And then they brought in the remake. I think a lot of people did like that one. But I want to know what y'all think, because I'm going to rewatch these. Because I watched part 1. I'm about to go into part 2 sometime this week, and we're going to come back. So the next one, before we get into the next slasher one, I'm going to talk about these again. So I want to know what y'all think, though. So what is your guys' ranking for the Wrong Turns 1 through remake? All right, so that's it for this week's Blu-ray Tuesday with Terrell. And yeah, stay tuned for next week. There's some cool releases next week, and I'm looking forward to talking about. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you guys for all the love so far, all the people who shared on Instagram, Facebook, and all that good stuff. I love it. Some of them I didn't see because y'all didn't tag me. So if y'all put me in the story, just put, tag me so I see it, because I want to reshare it because y'all are amazing. Yeah. All right, guys. So until next time, bye.